This is Drew Broach for NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune. We're in Kenner along West Esplanade Avenue, just off Williams Boulevard, and looking at the Kenner Market Center. This is a new development that's come in the last 3 or 4 years. It's built on the site of the former Redwood Apartments. And sometime after 2015, or after Hurricane Katrina, the Redwood Apartments, which is a huge sprawling complex here, they were damaged in Katrina and subsequently torn down. And part of the property ended up becoming this, which you see here. This is the Kenner Market Center along West Esplanade Avenue. Well, what's new is that today the Kenner City Council has decided to approve a car dealership on this piece of the property here. Car dealerships typically are not terribly objectionable developments, but in this case there was some pushback from Kenner residents. This is going to be a Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chrysler dealership, and it's going to be built on about 5 1/3 acres here next to the Kenner Market Center, where the Redwood Apartments used to stand. This proposal came up about a year ago, last summer, I guess, and there was a lot of concern from residents over here in the Driftwood Park subdivision, which is right across West Esplanade Avenue, who were very concerned that the car dealerships' lighting, the noise, the traffic, and other aspects of it would be a threat to their neighborhood. And there was also some concern from the neighborhoods to the back here. A lot of this came to a head today at the Kenner City Council meeting. The council ultimately voted 6-1 to approve this car dealership, but there was quite a bit of pushback from a decidedly minority of residents who didn't want this car dealership at all. What ultimately won out today, I think, though, was the economic development aspect of it. The car dealership is projected to produce $80 million in revenue annually. It's going to be a $13 million investment to get it started. And they're talking about 50 jobs at $50,000 to $60,000 a year. The mayor, Ben Zahn, says this is a no-brainer. Do we want to welcome business, or do we just say no? But there was indeed a lot of concern, and it did produce a fairly unusual 6-1 split vote on the city council, with Councilman Tom Wilmot casting the only vote against it. So what we have here then is on West Esplanade Avenue in Kenner, former site of the Redwood Apartments that were largely destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. Here we're looking at the back of the Driftwood Park subdivision. And then here's the Kenner Market Center, which was built on part of the Redwood property. And then what's coming up next, as approved today by the Kenner City Council, is a new car dealership, a Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chrysler dealership, $13 million investment, $80 million in annual revenue, according to city officials, on this property here, about 5 1/3 acres, which is this is about a third, maybe a third to a half of the former Redwood Apartment site. Again, there was opposition to this. Some neighbors concerned about the lighting, the traffic, and the noise of the car dealership. But ultimately, what won out, according to city officials who approved the plan today, was the economic development aspect of it. So this is Drew Broach for NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune. We'll have a story later on this today on NOLA.com.